Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're listening to the ProBoh Show. If you're listening live, it's currently Wednesday morning, 8:30 Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How are you doing out there, folks? Oh, my God. So, yeah, I've had a few days off. And I'm back in the chair, in the studio, ready for you guys. Full of energy, full of beans. What did I do in my few days off? Not much, I'm going to be honest with you. I played video games with some friends in the community, and I went to see Oppenheimer last night. I'll be honest, I'm ashamed to admit, I was very, very close to choosing Barbie before Oppenheimer. Just to see what all the outrage is about, you know? I just find it fascinating, the amount of kind of stigma this movie has accumulated. But no. Instead, I chose to see Oppenheimer. Wow, guys, what a movie. You know, I don't do movie reviews on this channel, but if I were to say a few things, there's a certain level of moral ambiguity in which the film takes, which I found really fascinating. There is moral ambiguity around every character except for Robert Downey Jr.'s. Robert Downey Jr. just kills it in this film, as does every actor. I kind of get the feeling watching the film that any actor who gets a call from what's his name, Christopher Nolan, is just going to say yes, because there is some amazing talent, and Cillian Murphy, in the role of Oppenheimer. Wow, guys. Yeah, ProBoh recommends, yeah.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Oppenheimer does indeed get the ProBoh stamp of approval. How are you guys doing, guys? If you want to join us live in the chat, if you're a podcast listener or you listen on the radio a day late, I would highly encourage you to join us live on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's Bohemio Profesional, pero en inglés. Right now we have Min, Iron Man, Mr. Cruzando, all joining us in the chat. How are you doing, guys? Welcome. Hopefully you've had a good few days. I don't know if you missed the show as much as I did, but God, it's good to be back in the chair, friends. Okay, so let me tell you something, guys. I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. All right. Some interesting news today. Trying to kind of take a little break from the technology news. A lot of you say, I love it, but there's a lot of it. So let's look at some other stuff today. Interesting news from the New Republic. A pretty good publication there. The editor-in-chief of Christianity Today says, or made this statement, Evangelicals are calling Jesus liberal and weak. I have a limited understanding of evangelicals, but isn't evangelical Christianity doesn't that kind of revolve around Jesus? Isn't that like saying the worst part of a baked potato is the potato? I don't get it, guys. Well, there we go. Let's dive into this news. Again, friends, all the links that I use in the show, we do cover quite a lot of news stories every single day. All those get posted to my Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/professional bohemian. There, you get all the links that I use with a brief explanation of everything. So here we go. The editor-in-chief of Christianity Today, Mr. Russell Moore, has expressed concern over the direction evangelical Christianity is taking, suggesting it's veering too far to the right. How are you doing, Pedro? Welcome. I kind of agree with this statement wholeheartedly. Is this Rob agreeing with a religious leader? Well, I mean, look, he's the editor of a magazine. Let's not go crazy. But it's true. I mean, look, it's true. Let me contextualize this as a European. It's true when I look inside of American politics that, yeah, religion and politics has become, especially with the political right, have become somewhat synonymous with each other, which is weird when you consider, like, the primary candidate is Donald Trump, a guy that's paid off prostitutes and whatnot. Come on, guys. All right, so here we go. Let's continue. he's suggesting that it's veering too far to the right. So Mr. Moore, who resigned from the South Baptist Convention in 2021 due to disagreements with other evangelical leaders, highlighted instances where pastors quoting Jesus' teachings, such as "turn the other cheek," from the Sermon on the Mount, were accused of spouting liberal talking points. You know what my problem with Jesus is? Too liberal. Wow, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Pedro saying, just passed by to salute you from Fuerteventura at 7:35 a.m. Oh, enjoy, Pedro. I used to live there, man. Fuerteventura, beautiful island. Going to Coralejo to take the boat to the Isla de Lobos. I lived in El Coralejo in the north of Fuerteventura. You're going to be traveling past my old stomping ground, Pedro. Wow, enjoy the island, Pedro says BTI. Jesus, such a filthy liberal. Maybe even a commie. That's the sound of 1,000 evangelical leaders in the States applauding that statement, Min. By the way, Min joining us from the Netherlands. Pedro joining us from the Canary Islands, just off the coast of Africa. BTI and Mr. Cruzando in Spain. How you doing, guys? How you doing? So yeah, the Sermon on the Mount, too liberal. That was the problem with Jesus. He needed an AK-47 and a MAGA hat, right? MJ Symbol in Madrid. How you doing, MJ Symbol? Welcome. So yeah, let's continue. Moore believes that the divisive nature of U.S. politics is influencing the church, with many evangelical Christians supporting Donald Trump, who they see as a solution to perceived existential threats. Moore warns that when the teachings of Jesus are viewed as subversive, it indicates a crisis within the religion. And I would agree with that statement. Not being a religious person myself, but understanding the concerns there of people within the Christian faith. More subscribing to the dogma of just a mortal man, right? Didn't we say don't worship false idols? Isn't that a Christian thing? Don't worship false idols. You know, is Donald Trump maybe a false idol there? Who knows? Who am I to comment? I'm a heathen. How are you doing, Eric? Welcome back. Eric joining us from the Philippines. How are you doing? When are you going on vacation? Asks MJ Symbol to me. I've just had a little 2 days off. It was beautiful. I feel rejuvenated, but I have a lot of work to do. So after the show, I'm going to be putting in a full 10 hours. Urs, how are you doing? Hello, guys. Especially the one who's in Gotham City. I think that's a comment to my amazing Batman shirt. Guys, if you want to see the show, you've got to come to twitch.tv/professionalbohemian. I'm not even sure if today's show is going to go on the radio, friends. I think this might be a podcast exclusive just for you guys. Why not? Let's see. Next, China suspends youth unemployment data after a record high. Did we not talk about this before? China's youth unemployment. How was it China? Oof, I'm not sure. It was definitely one of the Asian countries there who we reported that young people are being employed by their parents as full-time children. That doesn't mean they have to cry and have their nappies changed. That's like they get paid to do chores around the house and maintain the home environment. But here we go. China has ceased publishing its youth unemployment statistics, a metric previously viewed as a significant indicator of the nation's economic deceleration. This decision follows a record 20% unemployment rate among urban 16 to 24-year-olds in June. June and July is where most unemployment statistics are published. Additionally, China's overall unemployment rate increased to 5.3% in July. I know a lot of you are thinking, wow, 5.3%, come on, China. Let me just give you a few more statistics. I did a little research today. Unemployment rates around the world, 2023, coming from, I think it's generalfinance.com, gfmag.com. Overall, global unemployment is projected to reach 208 million people in 2023 with an unemployment rate of 5.8. So China is still below the global unemployment rate. Here in Europe, friends, Before we go pointing the finger over there at China and its economic deceleration, we have an unemployment rate in Europe of 6.4%. Here in Spain, where we produce and publish the show, 11.6% unemployment. To be fair, that's down from 16.26 last year. But unemployment is a global issue, friends. I mean, I think America, the Netherlands, where Min is joining us from in the chat, I think they're down to 3.5%. US sharing that statistic as well. So yeah, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, friends. So the National Bureau of Statistics mentioned the need to reevaluate the method of determining youth unemployment, citing societal and economic evolutions. This move has sparked discussions on Chinese social media, with many questioning the government's transparency. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, we've spoken about this quite a lot, right? The acceleration of unemployment is set to only increase with the advent of new technologies. Technology being the main factor in unemployment, not immigration, as our politicians and right-wing media outlets like to spout. It wasn't an immigrant that took your supermarket job. It was an automatic supermarket checkout. You know what I mean? Let's be real here. I'm going to post 3 links in the Patreon later. One is a link to that BBC News article. Another is to the General Finance magazine, and another to Trading Economics global unemployment rates. Okay, and next and finally for the news today, the best way to find out. Oh, we're going a little back in time. Remember, we did a little series on masculinity. Remember that? Going back in time now because I found a really interesting article on Politico. Here we go. The best way to find out if someone is a Trump voter? Ask them what they think about manhood. It's a fascinating article about masculinity and how it's become a political issue rather than in the realms of sociology, philosophy, biology. It's weird to me how the idea of how masculinity and or any kind of gender issue is now in the realms of politics. How there's a line drawn in the political sand around this. What is that about? Your gender is not a political issue. Let's make that clear. At least in my mind. But here we go. So the article from Politico magazine discusses the results of a poll they conducted with Ipsos, which reveals that perceptions of masculinity can be significant indicators of voting patterns. The survey found that both Democrats and Republicans believe prevailing societal ideas of masculinity need an update. While both parties recognize issues with dominant cultural messages about masculinity, they diverge on the causes of these problems, with Republicans tending to blame movements like Me Too and cultural shifts for making it challenging for men to maintain traditional roles. What even does it mean to be a man? We spent 5 shows trying to get to the bottom of this, and we still came out unclear. I did find an interesting quote about this from a Democratic Senate candidate, Lucas Kuntz. It says, masculinity is taking care of people, your family, your community, making sure that you actually stand for something. Do you believe in that? Is that a good definition for you? 51% of Democrats agreed and 68% of Republicans agreed. I wouldn't call that a divisive thing, but it's quite a nice sentiment. But is it really your job to be taking care of people? Interesting. Let's see. Hello to my virtual friend. My 2-year-old son goes, "Who's that, Daddy?" I took a few seconds and go, "It's a friend I've never met." How are you doing, Symbol Jr.? Eric, and I'm opening a lot of words because of an interesting unpopular opinion later, because I know this one to explain. Okay, we'll get to that very soon. Yeah, at the moment, we're having workers shortage, not a job shortage, says Min. It's a great, wow. Dude, does the Netherlands need a bald man who talks for a living? Because I'm there, man. I'm there. Dude, imagine living in the Netherlands. It's a beautiful country if you've never been. I've been many times, mostly to Amsterdam, to be fair. But I have been to Gouda and the surrounding area, and it's just a beautiful place. Vero's here. Good morning, beautiful warriors. Sorry for being late. Missed you all. Missed you too, Vero. And on that note, everyone's here. Let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, guys, what even is an unpopular opinion? It's a brain fart, un pedo cerebral, un pedo mental, una rayada. I share it with you on my social media. If you want to be involved in that early stage voting, you can do that on Instagram at professional bohemian. People there voted. Today's unpopular opinion is, let's see if I can pop up the graphic for those people watching. Today's unpopular opinion is, once a cheater, always a cheater. True or false? This is a common phrase you hear in relationship advice circles, right? You have a partner who cheats on you, you're debating whether to allow them back into your life, and they say, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't think cheating in relationship, the translation for the word cheater is tramposo, but I think that's much more for kind of cheating in games or something. Una vez tramposo, siempre tramposo. But I don't know how you would say a cheater in terms of relationships, and that's what we're discussing here. Does cheating once mean that you will cheat over and over again? Well, of course, the people on Instagram voted. We'll reveal their vote right now. So I asked them the question, once a cheater, always a cheater. Is that true or false? They said 71% true. Interesting. How do we all feel in the chat about that? Because in the end, it's going to be you guys who tell us whether that is true or false. As always, I thoroughly tortured the elves to give us some pro and con arguments, pros y contras. And here we go. Okay, so in the pro column, once a cheater, always a cheater. A pattern of behavior. Cheating can be indicative of an underlying pattern of behavior or a set of beliefs about relationships. If these aren't addressed or changed, the person might repeat the same actions. True, right? Once trust is broken in a relationship, it's challenging to rebuild, even if the cheater doesn't repeat the act. The betrayed partner might always have lingering doubts. I can tell you, as the victim of cheating, that's true. True story. Next, if a cheater doesn't face consequences for their actions, or if they benefit from the cheating, they may feel reinforced to cheat again, believing they can get away with it. Also true. I believe. I mean, so many people just operate without consequences. Usually it's just in the realm of the super rich, but good people are quick to forgive, and can quite often be taken advantage of. And then the final point in the pro column, here we go, the emotional disconnect. Individuals who cheat might be doing so because of an emotional disconnect or dissatisfaction in their current relationship. If they don't address the root causes of their infidelity, the chances of reoccurrence might increase. Which makes a lot of sense, unpacking that statement. Okay? So usually, not always, but usually there is some underlying reason for cheating to occur. In a previous show, when we were in the radio studio, I made the statement that most cheating occurs not because of, the partner who is being betrayed, but because the person who is doing the cheating is not in search of something new and exciting, but in search of a version of themselves that existed before the relationship. It kind of rekindles something that they perceive they've lost. So without really dealing with these underlying issues, there is a chance that the cheating is just going to continue. A symptom rather than a cause of discomfort. Interesting. Are we talking only about relationship cheating? Asks Min. Yeah, I would say yes. Yes, let's just talk about the relationship cheating. Okay, and then in the con column, disagreeing with the statement, once a cheater, always a cheater. Here we go. The human capacity of change. Believing in this phrase negates the idea that people can change. Many individuals learn from their mistakes and grow from them, ensuring they don't repeat the same errors. And that is highly dependent on whether there has been any any kind of, whether there's been any repercussions for their actions, whether they've felt pain from that poor behavior or not, right? You know, has there actually been any suffering? Has there been any kind of self-reflection? Could you ever know? Okay, next, situational factors. Sometimes infidelity might occur due to specific circumstances or stresses in a person's life or relationship. Once these are resolved or change, the inclination to cheat might also vanish. Here we go. It's a broad generalization. This phrase paints all individuals with the same brush, not accounting for vast differences in personalities, motivations, or circumstances. True story. True story. And then finally, and one of the best arguments, I think, in the con column is the self-fulfilling prophecy of once a cheater, always a cheater. If a person is continuously labeled as a cheater, they might feel there is no incentive to change or try to be better, leading them to conform to the label. You know? Yeah, great. Some great pros and cons there. Pretty soon I'm going to be turning attention to the chat and seeing what you guys said. In the Instagram post, I did get some messages there. Vero, she also repeats this in the chat. Let's see, Vera. Once a lie has been told, the door is open. If the person who lies believes his lie, the listener will also believe it. Nessa says, I would say in general true. If it's in your nature to cheat, you will keep doing it. There could be exceptions, I guess, but in general, I would say true. Oof, painting a very negative picture on some people here. We'll get to my actual thoughts on this later, but I'm interested here. Mia wrote to us again. She says, labeling someone as once a cheater, always a cheater can be limiting. It's essential to understand the underlying reasons and believe in the possibility of change with communication and therapy. And finally, Raj wrote to me again. He says, honestly, after what I've been through, it's hard for me to trust again. In my book, if you cheat once, who's to say you won't do it again? It's all about trust. So there you go, guys. That's all the information that I've got to give you with regards to the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater. So here we go. Eric says, once a cheater is always a cheater. Dramas, for example, encountered a lot of cheating scenes. So I said true on the Instagram poll because either men or women may or may not be a cheater, but never told. Or they never kind of reveal that they're a cheater, I think he's getting at there. And take the experience in the drama movies, for instance. But drama is not real life, right? You know, in most drama properties, you know, character development only exists within the main protagonist, and unless that main protagonist is the cheater, then you're not gonna. I mean, modern movies or any kind of movie is not a good indication of what the truth is, I would say, Eric. You know, and I think the phrase "once a cheater, always a cheater" does kind of hamper personal growth. You know, are we to believe that people don't change? We know people change. Are you the same person now as you were 10 years ago? Probably in around 75-80% yes. Your core values maybe. But as we've discussed in the show before, our morals are much more flexible than we even realize. And when I hear the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater, I hear moral absolutism, and I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that's the case. I think our morals are more situational than we believe. We've done this on a show before. We spoke about lying. Lying is always wrong, you said. Until I said, well, okay, you don't lie to children? No? You don't tell them that Santa Claus exists? The Tooth Fairy exists? No, of course you do. There is a lot more flexibility in our morals than we would like to admit, I think. Let's see what Min is saying here. Then definitely no. Relationships are such an incredibly complex interaction, and there's so many things that can happen throughout them. If you cheat during an abusive relationship because you're afraid to break up with your partner, then it doesn't reflect on your actions in a healthy relationship. It depends more on each person in each unique situation. I think that's a great comment there from Min. In fact, Min.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Eric says Asian dramas like Korean dramas are mostly do cheating scenes. Girls even slap their couples if she's found that he may be going with someone or going out with someone or cheating, I think he's saying, without even knowing from him. Like you're sleeping with someone else other than me. Of course. Have you ever been cheated on, Eric? I mean, it's a very unpleasant feeling. I've never cheated. I'm not a cheater. But I've been cheated on several times in my 45 years. And it's not pleasant. But does that mean people can't change? Are we saying that there is that's such a small part of the human experience, which is how we conduct ourselves in a romantic relationship, is inalienable, that it doesn't change? I don't think so. But what do I know? What I'm asking here is what you think, guys. And I'm going to post the poll in the chat right now. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You'll tell me. Okay, guys, so many things you could have been doing this morning, but instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. I will see you in a few minutes. Hey, guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show.
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. How are you doing? If you just tuned in, what have we been speaking about today? I went over a little bit of what I did on my 2-day break. And then we spoke about the editor-in-chief of Christianity Today expressing concerns over evangelicals calling Jesus liberal and weak. Oh, you know the problem with the Pope? Too Catholic. You know, it's just weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird that evangelicals are calling Jesus weak? Like I said before, it's like saying, you know what I don't like about baked potatoes? The only thing is the potatoes. Everything else is fine. It's so weird. Then we looked at China's youth unemployment data being suspended after a record high figure. They're demonstrating right now an unemployment rate of 5.3%, which is way below what we have here in Europe. 6.4% on average. And here in Spain, where we produce the show, 11.6%. So maybe people in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. That's all I'm saying. And then we took a little dive into a Politico article. I'm going to post the link in my Patreon, and I do encourage you to check this out. It's fascinating. Linking people's perceptions to manhood with their political bias, if you like. So it makes the statement that, you know, how would you find out how someone's going to vote? Well, you ask them their opinions about manhood. I think it's quite a trite article, to be honest, because I don't believe the discussion of masculinity belongs in the political realm whatsoever. And it's weird to me how populism has swept the political realm to a point where things that just don't belong in politics are, you know? And I mean that for the political right and the political left. I mean, I don't think it's exclusively a right-leaning issue. Why should gender, or why should things that are just common courtesy be legislated? Like how to refer to someone, or, I don't know, several things. I don't know. It's a weird thing that's happening in modern politics that I'm not sure I agree with. Okay, so let's see what people are saying. We moved on then to our unpopular opinion, which today is once a cheater, always a cheater. Told you on Instagram, people voted 71% true. First of all, let's turn our attention to the chat and see what people are saying. Let's see. Mr. Cruzando says, I guess that some cheaters might not do it again, but if someone crosses that line for sure, they feel like they can do it again. And right there is the essence, Mr. Cruzando, of why I've never cheated. Because if you do it once, and even if you get caught doing it once, You have allowed yourself. Okay, let's use a quite trite example. I used to work out a lot. I intend to go back to the gym and take care of my physical health a little bit more. And as someone who started and stopped so many times, what is that deciding factor of when I actually quit? Usually, it's allowing myself to take a day off. The first time I say, you know what, today I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to go. That is the beginning of the end. And I know that. Maybe that's just something of me. Maybe that's just a personal thing. As soon as I give myself permission to quit or to break the rules, I know I'm going to do it again and again and again. Hence why I've never cheated. Because if you do, once you break that seal and you allow yourself to do it once, you're just kind of allowing yourself to do it over and over again. You know what I mean? You've broken the seal. Now it's no longer in your I kind of guess it, morally speaking, you've crossed the line, and it's just so much easier to cross that line again. Okay, Min says, I'm surprised you didn't cover the news of Elon purposely slowing down links to certain websites. Yeah, websites that he doesn't like. It's a true story, yeah. Elon Musk has reportedly, allegedly, he's slowed down traffic to websites he doesn't like, with speeds up to 5-second waits to accessing certain websites. Oh, Elon, yeah. What a champion of free speech. Exactly, man. Vero, being cheated on, personally speaking, is the worst. You feel frustrated and used, says Vero. I'll be honest, that the first time it happened to me, I felt like that. I took it as a personal... I took it personally. I thought, well, this is because of me. There is some flaw or something wanting in me. But then I realized usually cheating happens because there's a flaw and a wanting in the other person. Do you know what I mean? It's more about how they feel than about how you feel or who you are. I mean, I understand your point, Vero. I just don't think that's where the reality lies. I think most people cheat not because of the partner that they have, but more because of a perceived thing that they're missing within themselves. A certain feeling they had when they were single and more free, you know? Especially when the relationship crosses the boundary into something a lot more long-term. But yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. Very valid point. Eric's written quite a lot here. Basically, he says if you find your couple or your partner cheating, you know, you should give up. You should give up and stay away and grieve to yourself. Well, I mean, yeah. I have given people second chances after cheating on me. You know what I mean? Several times. Has it panned out in the long term? To my experience, it hasn't yet. Let's see. Damn, I was the only one to say false, says Min. Yeah, should we reveal the results of the poll? Let's do it. We can continue talking about it. So I made the statement here. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You guys voted, but what did you say? 80% true. Oh my God. Oh, guys. All right. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel you being... there's a level of skepticism there that's not quite healthy. There's a level of skepticism there that's not quite healthy. Look, people do change. I think the question here is, will people change for their partner? There, I don't think so. I think you're accurate there. People don't change for other people. People only change for themselves. Which is why consequences matter. If a person cheats and nothing happens, or they cheat and their life gets better, more exciting, then there is no incentive for them to change. I mean, essentially, we're animals. We're like Pavlov's dog. You ring a bell and we drool. You know? So unless there are real consequences for cheating, I don't think there is any incentive for someone to stop. You know what I mean? Again, I've spoken about this before, you know? The idea that altruism doesn't exist, that we only do things in our own self-benefit. And I know cheaters. Not only cheaters that have cheated on me, but on other partners. And you can always see the ones that have really suffered because of it. and the ones that have really changed. And I know people who have been cheaters and who have changed. So it's hard for me to agree with 100% with a true argument here, because I find myself coming to a weird crossroads with this, because my heart wants me to say true. Yeah, they'll never change. Once they've done it once, they've broken the seal, they'll do it again and again and again. But then on the other side, my logical brain, the other side of myself that doesn't believe that, that people will remain the same their entire lives, that we do change and we go through ebbs and flows. I know that people do change. Even though I believe that they only change in their own self-interest, they do change. Yeah, let's continue reading the chat here. I do agree with your opinion, Rob, says Mr. Cruthando. People absolutely change, and one relationship isn't the other. That's true as well. I mean, as we've said before, morals, our moral kind of fiber, our moral backbone is a lot more situational than we'd give it credit for. And just because a person cheats in one relationship doesn't mean they'll cheat in another. Or even in the same relationship. I mean, yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I think the real crux of the issue is whether you as a person have the capacity for forgiveness, and whether you're placing the blame for your lack of the capacity for forgiveness on the other person. Because at the end of the day, if someone cheats, that's their fault. If you invite them into your life to cheat again, that would be yours. And are you willing to hold your hands up and say, well, look, this is on me if this goes south again? People do change. People do change. And I don't think labeling someone once a cheater, always a cheater is the right way to inspire that change. I think you have to be a lot more understanding, a lot more flexible to really help someone get out of that rut of being a cheater. All right, guys. Well, that's my final thoughts. We know yours. 81% true. So there you go. Once a cheater, always a cheater, apparently. Guys, let's go to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God, friends. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans. And I asked them a question. Today's question is, name something you might buy at an airport while waiting for your flight to take off. Name something you might buy in an airport while waiting for your flight to take off. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I am in possession of the top 7 answers right now. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. All right, let's go. So, nombra algo que podrías comprar en el aeropuerto mientras esperas a que despegue tu vuelo. All right, here we go. All right, Min is kicking us off in the chat. He says, the real question is, what's worse, physical or emotional cheating? I think they're both equally as painful. I think they're both equally as bad, physical and emotional. I don't think there's much difference between the two. I'll be honest with you. I think they're both the same, I think they're both the same. I mean, I think in terms of your pride is maybe a little more hurt in physical cheating, but emotional cheating is just as bad. Okay, let's see. All right, Min has kicked us off with food. With food. Is food there? Yes, it is, Min. Well done. Food or snacks, right? Snacks is there with 8 of 100 humans saying snacks. It's in 5th place. Well done. All right, next. A souvenir. Oof, you guys are on fire today. A souvenir. Is a souvenir there? Yes, it is. All right, well done, guys. You're killing it. Souvenir with 8 of the 100 humans saying souvenir is in 6th place. Well done. An air pillow. Those things are magic. Says oars, right? An air pillow. Those things are amazing. I don't own one, but every time I'm in the airport, I see the ones. I like the ones that are filled with the beads inside. Oh, Oh, I need to get myself one of those things for when I'm traveling. Okay, an air pillow. Is an air pillow there? Oh, 100 humans. What are you even doing with your lives? Come on. An air pillow is not there, but a great answer from Urs. Vero says, a self-help book. Yeah, but the rule when you're buying self-help books is you can't ask for where they're kept. Kind of defeats the purpose of self-help. You just got to wander around until you find them. Okay, so there's a self-help book there. You know what? I'm going to give it to you. Why the hell not? Oh. Come on. Self-help book is there. Well, a book. All right, a book. Not necessarily a self-help book. But a book is there with 7 of 100 humans. It's the 7th most popular answer. Okay, let's see. Mr. Cruzando says, drinks. I need you to be more specific. There are 2 kinds of drinks here. Okay? There are 2 kinds of drinks here. One that's designed to keep you awake, and another that's just designed to quench your thirst. Ooh! Ooh! Oh my God. Mr. Cruzando, giving you big clues here. Vero says chocolate. Well, we kind of had snacks, so I'll give you that one. Chocolate is there. It was, well, snacks. 5th most popular answer. A cubata, says Mr. Cruzando. So alcohol. Is alcoholic drinks there? No, it's not. Oh. Or says duty-free perfume. Is duty-free perfume there? No, it's not. Have these 100 humans ever been to an airport? Come on. Mr. Cruzando says coffee. Is coffee there? Something you buy while you're waiting to take off in an airport. Coffee, is it there? Yes, it is. Well done, Mr. Cruzando. 4th most popular answer, coffee. He goes on to say water. Not water, but another refreshing type drink. You have a word for them in Spanish. We have 2 words in the English language joined together. Americans have 1. Well, I don't want to give you too many clues. Ooh. Okay, Min says soda, or a soft drink, or soda in American English, soft drink in British English, refresco, I think you say in Spanish. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. 3rd most popular answer. Okay, last 2. I'm going to have to give you clues on this one. Our 100 humans stuck a little bit in the past. Okay. So these are both... Oof. I'm going to give you... I don't want to give you the direct clue. I'm sure sales of these 2 things were much higher before the advent of certain technologies. Oh my God. Urs has an answer. Mr. Cruzando has an answer. Urs says a magazine. Is a magazine there? Yes, it is. Urs, well done with the answer. Magazine, it's there, and it's the number 1 answer. It's true. I think it's the only place you would buy a magazine, or the number 2 answer, which Mr. Cruzando says could be newspapers. Is newspapers there? Yes, it is. It's true. Probably the only 2 places nowadays where you'd really buy a newspaper or magazine, or maybe at a train kiosk. You know, well, you don't want to waste your phone battery, but you do want to read something. All right, guys, you've done it. Let's go through the list. So I asked 100 humans on the way to work today to name something you might buy at the airport while waiting for your flight to take off. In position number 7, we had a book. Libro book. In position number
6,
we had a souvenir. A souvenir of the city you were just in, usually. In position number
5,
was a snack. A snack, some food of some kind. Chocolate, says Vero. Good answer. In position number
4,
we had coffee. Of course, come on. Coffee, with 9 of 100 humans saying that one. In position number
3,
we had soda, or a soft drink, or a refresco. All right, well done, guys. In position number
2,
we had a newspaper. A newspaper, something you would buy while waiting for your flight to take off. And finally, in position number
1,
we had magazines. Well done to Urs for that one. Killing it today, guys. Well done. So there you go. Guys, let's go to complete the news.
Complete the news.
Okay, guys, this is Complete the News. If you've been here before, you know how this works. If you're one of the many people who are joining us in the chat and you aren't contributing, this is your moment, because all you have to write is A, B, or C. A, B, or C. So easy. So I'm going to give you a news headline. Here we go. It's going to have some important information missing, and you're going to complete it with the three options I give you. Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller, if you don't know, is a former Donald Trump advisor. Stephen Miller files a complaint that gay blank are sexualizing kids. Oof. Serious allegations there. Stephen Miller, a former Trump advisor, has filed a complaint saying that gay blank are sexualizing kids. Stephen Miller denuncia que I don't know how you'd say that. Complaint that gay blank sexualiza a los niños. But what is it? Is it A, TV shows, B, communities, or C, Pop-Tarts? You guys probably don't even know what Pop-Tarts are. They're a kind of a breakfast food that you put in a toasting machine, una tostadora, and you eat them. They're kind of sweet, full of a jam type thing. Okay, but Stephen Miller is complaining that a gay something is sexualizing kids, but what is it? Is it A, TV shows, B, communities, or C, Pop-Tarts? Did you guys have Pop-Tarts in Spain? I don't even think you did. A, B, or C? Who are sexualizing kids? Is it A, TV shows, B, gay communities, or C, gay Pop-Tarts? How can a Pop-Tart even be gay? I don't even know. Okay, I'm looking at the chat right now. It seems B is in the lead, communities. Let's find out the real answer. Min says Pop-Tarts are called Popos Tartos in Spain. I doubt that. I'm actually curious to find out if Pop-Tarts were ever a thing in Spain. Pop-Tarts in Spain. I bet I'm not going to find anything. Oh, apparently they're just called Pop-Tarts, but probably pronounced in a very different way. They're made by Kellogg's. Yeah, they're called Pop-Tarts. Okay, all right. Well, let's see. You guys seem to think B. Let's find out the results. Okay, are you ready, guys? The answer is C, Pop-Tarts. You cannot make this stuff up. It's true. This news coming from, where did it come from? I found it in Yahoo News. Former Trump advisor Stephen Miller has lodged a complaint that with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, alleging that Kellogg's is using marketing campaigns that politicize and sexualize its products aimed at children. This comes after Kellogg's collaborated with GLAAD, spelled G-L-A-A-D, in 2022 to produce a pink lemonade Pop-Tart with neon pink filling. Neon pink filling. How is that not the news story? That we're feeding people things that are neon in color. Surely that can't be good for your health, says the man who eats close to 20 frozen pizzas a month. But there you go, it's true. So Stephen Miller there has a problem with Pop-Tarts. Oh, really? Come on, says Mr. Cruzanda. I know. Okay, I got you guys. Let's do another. Okay, here we go. So, a child was traumatized by a poster of blank. What was a child traumatized by? A poster of blank. But what poster? Was it A, people of different races holding hands? B, Ozzy Osbourne? Or C, a poster of how chicken nuggets are made? A, B, or C? A child was traumatized by a poster of blank. But what was it? Was it A, people of different races holding hands? B, Ozzy Osbourne? Or C, how chicken nuggets are made? Coming from theroot.com. What do you think, guys? Okay, seems like Ozzy Osbourne is popular in the chat. People are saying B. Child was traumatized by something, but what Was it A, people of different races holding hands, B, Ozzy Osbourne, or C, how chicken nuggets are made? Mr. Cruzando there betting on a C, how chicken nuggets are made. All right, shall we see what the answer was? Oh, okay. So a child was traumatized by a poster of... The answer was A, believe it or not. My God. By a poster of people of different races holding hands. You know, this is a perfect example of why people need to go back to smacking their children. Come on. A child in a school district north of Houston, Texas, was reportedly traumatized by a poster depicting people of two different races holding hands. God damn it. In response, some trustees of the district have argued that symbols promoting racial inclusivity and pride should be removed from schools, deeming them as personal ideologies. Oh. God, this could be an advert for condoms, couldn't it? And again, Mr. Cruzando, really? Come on. Yeah. Let's be honest. It wasn't the kid who reported the trauma. It was probably the parents, right? Oh, jeez, Louise. What? Says Vero. It's true. It's true. Coming from theroot.com. However, we'll continue the story. However, other school officials have pointed out that existing rules already prohibited political displays of unrelated to the school's curriculum. The incident has sparked debate and highlights the increasing strictness in some schools regarding subjects related to race, gender, and bias. What is happening, America? Take a chill pill, will you please? You do know there's a war going on right now, right? And it's not a culture one, it's an actual one where people are dying, you know? Yeah, crazy. That's true. Or I do not think that it's the kid's fault, says Mr. Cruzando. Yeah, no, it's not the kid's fault at all. You can bet that. And the word traumatized, you know, I imagine that has been imposed rather than actually felt. Okay, guys, well, look, all the links that I've used in the show today, if you want to check out these stories for yourself, they will go to my Patreon. I would appreciate your patronage. As always, guys, so many things you could have been doing today, but instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the absolute world. I will see you tomorrow.